Welcome to Kidblog, a Web 2.02 to promote blogging in the classroom by Jessica Zanini. Why blogging is a great tool to promote the 4 C's. Blogging is a social activity in that students are able to communicate, collaborate, and show their thinking through a blog. Students who are typically quieter in class get an opportunity to show what they know. Blogging is a way to enhance the curriculum, the writing curriculum. It promotes communication that goes beyond the blog. Students continue discussions at lunch, at recess, at home on math, reading, language arts, science, and social studies curriculum. Some students feel more confident sharing thoughts and ideas in writing than out loud in class. Let's go visit the site. This is kidblog.org. One of the bonuses of Kidblog is that you get the opportunity to create a blog, but you don't have to have email addresses. So especially if you're using elementary age students and they don't have personal emails, this is a way that they can still be able to have a login. The first thing you want to do when you get to the home page is to create a class. You can create a class by signing up with your Google account, or you can create your own separate account that could probably be tied to your school email. You'll have a display name, your password, email, your class name, and a verification code. Once you've done that, then you will go and log in. The easiest way to do that is with the email you signed up for. And then it will bring you to this page. As you can see, I have several classes, so once you get in there, you can make a different page for every class you have. So if you have 2 or 3 different classes with different students, then you can make it specialized to just the kids in that class. You will have to, once you choose the page that you're going to, have to log in again. So once you get to this page, you will go and log in again. You'll select your name. The first time it will be just your name on this list, and you'll enter in your password. Once you're here, then you go to the control panel. That's where you manage everything on the blog. One of the first things you'll want to do is go here to the privacy settings. When you get to privacy settings, you can choose who can read the post. It could be all visitors or just users in the following classes. I like to do this. It keeps it very private to just that class. You could also just choose the administrator, be the person that reads it, but I think this is the best way to use this personally. For post approval, I put a check mark there, so anytime a kid makes a post or a comment, I have to approve it before it goes through there. And just to kind of help keep me updated, I do get notifications whenever there's a post that's waiting. In addition, you can manage tags. You could do the class activity feed on the front page, show full text, or just list the views. You can sort by date modified, date published. You can allow students to do media uploads and enable web services. So you want to save those changes. The next thing is to go and do users. To add a new user, you'll come up here to users and you'll add new users. You'll give a display name. One of the best ways to do this is just to do first name, or your first name, the student's first name and last initial, and give them a password. You could give the entire class the same password, especially if you are approving the posts. So if you wanted to make it easy on yourself and everybody have the same password, that's fine. Since you're approving, no one will be posting anything that would be inappropriate. Also, if you do want to give everybody their own personal password, you just want to make sure that you make a separate list so that you have record of what their password is. Role, make sure you choose the role as student. You can also add administrators, other teachers, moderator, and guests. Let's go back to the dashboard. Whenever you're waiting for posts to be approved, you'll go here to pending. As of right now, I have 0 that are pending, but if you do have ones pending, you will be able to approve it, mark it as spam, or move it to the trash. If by chance you accidentally move something to the trash, but you really didn't want to do that, you can come over here to the trash button and see here a comment, "Good to know, Abigail." I have a feeling that goes along with what's going there, so I can restore that and it will go back and be approved. You can also empty the trash from here, or you can just go ahead and permanently delete all of the ones with bulk actions. You will also want to go in and create posts. So you'll go to New Post to create a post. A good way to manage your posts is to make sure that there's something that's going to make your students think. You also want to put things, especially like for math, topics that won't necessarily have one right answer, so students can see each other's thinking and be able to communicate about each other's thinking. Another way to use these posts is if you're doing a computer lab lesson, or if your class is going to have an assignment they have to do at home and you don't want them to lose the websites they're going to have to look at. You can put a post here that says computer lab websites or homework websites and list those sites here, and you can go and create a link for those so that the students could go log into the Kidblog, which they know how to do, and add the links here to make it easier. You can also, on this page, change the font size and font family, and you can upload media. Once you finish with your post, you can save it, preview it, move it to the trash, or publish it. On this page, you'll also see a blog directory. When you create a page, each student will get their own individual blog page. So you can go and they can keep their own posts on their blog page. I'm going to log out for a second and show you how you can view a student page. On the student page, they have a dashboard as well. You can see that they have an avatar that they have put here. They can create new posts. A great way to use new posts on the student's personal page is to make this like their writing journal, or to have them publish their writing pieces or work on editing and revising their writing pieces here in the blog. At the end of my writing lessons, I always have author share, and usually I only have time for 2 or 3 kids to share the writing that they did that day. But this is a great way where kids have access to it all the time, and the entire class has that opportunity to go and make comments about the things they like or questions on the writing, to be able to really engage and edit and revise the writing so that the students know, hey, I have an audience that's going to be reading this. You can also go to their page and see that they've changed their background. When you go into the control panel and you go to profile, the students can give their blog a title. They can change their password. I would not recommend that unless they let you know what their password is, because a lot of times, especially the younger students, forget their passwords. If they have an email, you can have them attach it there. They can change their avatar, and then there's all these different themes that they can go and check. So they can change what their blog page looks like. This is what my page looks like. This is what this student's page looks like. So they can make it personal to them, and then they'll click Update Profile. Some tips for managing Kidblog. Create a label for students to put in their agenda with the class URL and the secret code. You'll get the secret code when you log in, and just write that down so that students have access to that. Check weekly or bi-weekly for pending posts. If you set it to your email and it will send you emails whenever you get updates, it's a really easy way for you to know, let's keep doing this, because the students are going to be motivated, and when you begin, you might want to just check it daily, because the more you approve posts, the more the students are going to communicate. Emphasize that the posts must pertain to the class if they're posted on the class main page. Remind students that this is published writing and it should be their best work. Posts and comments that do not use students' best grammar and spelling will not be published. If I have a student who I know is an excellent speller, they know their third or fourth grade or whatever grade you're teaching, they know the standards, and they're not using it, then I want to approve that post. But if you have a student that you know is not that great of a speller, they are working on a few things, you have the ability to go in and edit a comment. So you could change the spelling if you wanted to, or if you're in the class and you want to use this as a writing mini lesson with that student, you could kind of pull them aside and talk about the things that they need to do to make that publishable. Limitations and future recommendations. The teacher needs to create posts that encourage collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. Be thoughtful in creating your posts. Make sure it's something that the students are going to be interested in and that is going to make them really think. Be sure to monitor the blog on a regular basis in order to promote communication. This teacher should model communication skills through their own posts and comments. Be sure to take time to learn the blog. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Build the blog as you and your students become more proficient at blogging. And teach internet safety and social skills. Teach them the correct way to communicate with each other, to give positive feedback, to be able to ask questions in an appropriate way. Here are some references that you can learn more about blogging in the classroom. And here are credits. Thank you so much. Happy blogging.